A rising music star, millions of streams. A career built from heartbreak songs, internet fame, and a loyal young fanbase. To the world, he was just another talented artist who became famous from his bedroom. But behind the fame, prosecutors say there was a secret life no one saw coming. In September 2025, workers at a tow yard in Los Angeles noticed a foul smell coming from an abandoned Tesla. At first, they assumed it was spoiled food, maybe a dead animal. But when police opened the vehicle's front trunk, they made a discovery that would shock the entire music industry. Inside were decomposed human remains. The victim was later identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 14-year-old girl who had been missing for months. And the Tesla? It was registered to rising singer D4vd. What followed became one of the most disturbing celebrity crime investigations in recent memory. Detectives uncovered allegations of secret messages, hidden online conversations, and an alleged relationship prosecutors say should never have existed. Authorities say the singer tried to hide a murder to protect his career. His defense says he is innocent. This is the disturbing case of D4vd and the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Before the headlines, before the arrest, before the body was found inside that Tesla, David Anthony Burke, known professionally as D4vd, was one of the fastest rising names in music. He built his career through apps like TikTok and music streaming platforms where emotional songs like Romantic Homicide and Here With Me turned him into an international star. Fans saw him as soft-spoken, creative, quiet, a young artist living a dream. But according to investigators, there was another story unfolding behind the scenes. At the center of that story was Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Celeste was just 14 years old. She had reportedly been missing from her family in the Lake Elsinore area for an extended period before investigators linked her disappearance to Los Angeles. According to prosecutors, Burke and Celeste first met online years earlier through private internet communities and chats. Investigators later alleged that their communication continued over a long period and became increasingly secretive. Prosecutors claim the relationship later crossed legal boundaries, and that allegation became central to the criminal case. For a long time, almost nobody publicly knew about any connection between the two. As D4vd's career grew, he was traveling internationally, performing concerts, signing brand deals, and building a loyal fanbase. At the same time, investigators say Celeste's family had repeatedly reported concerns about her disappearances and movements. Then, in April 2025, prosecutors say everything changed. According to court filings, Celeste traveled to meet Burke in Los Angeles. Authorities allege she went to a residence connected to him in the Hollywood Hills. What happened after she arrived is the core of the murder case. Prosecutors allege that Burke killed Celeste during a confrontation after fearing she would expose details of their alleged relationship and destroy his career. The allegations are deeply disturbing. Authorities say she died from multiple penetrating injuries, according to the autopsy report later released publicly. Prosecutors also allege that after her death, her body was dismembered in an attempt to hide evidence. Those details caused outrage when they emerged in court filings. For months, the public knew nothing. The girl remained missing, and D4vd continued his music career. He remained active, performing on tour and appearing in public events while investigators quietly built their case. Then came September 2025. Workers in Hollywood reported a strong odor from an impounded Tesla Model Y that had been abandoned for some time. When police searched the vehicle, they found human remains in the front trunk. The vehicle was traced back to Burke. That discovery immediately triggered a homicide investigation. At first, police did not arrest him. Instead, detectives spent months gathering evidence. They searched digital devices. They examined GPS records. They reviewed private messages. They looked at rideshare records, surveillance footage, and forensic evidence. According to prosecutors, DNA and physical evidence allegedly linked both the victim and locations connected to Burke. As investigators worked behind the scenes, the internet exploded with rumors. Fans began revisiting old lyrics. Some pointed out how unsettling the title, Romantic Homicide, sounded in light of the allegations. Others dug through deleted posts and private community discussions. The case quickly became global news. In April 2026, after months of investigation, detectives made their move. On April 16, police arrested D4vd in Hollywood near the area where he had been staying. He was booked into a South Los Angeles jail and held without bail. News spread across social media within minutes. For many fans, it was impossible to believe. The same singer whose songs had soundtracked heartbreak videos and emotional edits online was now accused in a murder case involving a child. Shortly after the arrest, prosecutors formally charged him with first-degree murder, child sex-related offenses involving a minor under 14 and unlawful mutilation of human remains. He pleaded not guilty to all charges. The prosecution's theory is that Burke killed Celeste to prevent her from exposing their alleged relationship and destroying his career just as it was reaching mainstream success. press. The defense argues prosecutors are relying on sensational claims and that the evidence does not prove he committed murder. As the case moved into court, more details emerged. Investigators alleged that after Celeste's death, messages were sent from devices in a way that may have been intended to make it appear she was still alive. Authorities also said additional digital evidence found on seized devices became part of the investigation. Public reaction was immediate. Major brand partnerships reportedly ended. Music collaborations were pulled. Online fan communities split between shock, anger, and disbelief. Some people believed the evidence sounded overwhelming, others said the court process should play out before any final judgment. That is where the case stands today. D4vd remains a defendant in an active criminal prosecution. No final verdict has been reached, and until trial concludes, the allegations remain accusations, not a legal finding of guilt. As of now, D4vd remains charged in connection with the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. That he has pleaded not guilty. That he remains in custody while the case moves through the court system. Prosecutors argue the evidence shows a calculated killing meant to silence a teenage girl and protect a rising career. His attorneys insist he did not commit the crime and that the public is rushing to judgment. No final trial verdict has been announced, but regardless of how the court case ends, the story has already left a permanent mark on the music world. For many, it is a reminder that fame can hide a private life no one truly sees, and for Celeste's family, the focus remains on one thing: justice for a 14-year-old girl whose life ended far too soon. What do you think about this case? Do you believe prosecutors have uncovered the full truth, or could there still be more hidden behind the headlines? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy true crime documentaries and real criminal case breakdowns, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who follow real-life investigations. Because sometimes the most disturbing crimes are not committed by strangers in the dark. They are hidden behind fame, music, and a face millions thought they knew.